This is Bill Hornberger, Chief Investment Officer at Benjamin F. Edwards, with some comments on the July Federal Open Market Committee meeting. Well, the Fed did as expected and raised interest rates 75 basis points. The new range for the target Fed funds rate is 2.25% to 2.5%. And if you look at in aggregate what the Fed has done at its last two meetings this summer, June and July, they've raised rates 150 basis points, 1.5% in total. And you really have to go back to the early 1980s to find a time when the Fed was that aggressive. The Fed chairman at that point was Paul Volcker. We had double-digit inflation rates, double-digit bond yields, and the Fed was very aggressive. And since then, the Fed has been much more incremental. But again, this summer, pretty significant moves with the Fed raising rates 150 basis points. The Fed also remained committed to shrinking the size of its balance sheet. They did mention that in the statement. The Fed made several comments about inflation in the statement. They said that the committee is highly attentive to inflation, and they said that the Fed is strongly committed to returning Fed to its 2% target range. When talking about inflation, the Fed cited a number of reasons. I think most of you have heard this in the press. They talked about the impact of the pandemic and supply chains. They talk specifically about food and energy prices and then broader price pressures. The Fed also acknowledged that recent economic data has softened. That was a little bit of a change from the previous statement. However, they continue to point out that the job market remains tight. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, first statement in the press conference following the meeting, said job market's tight, but inflation is too high. The markets reacted very positively to the news today. Both stocks and bonds were higher. We saw a nice increase in the stock market right after digesting the statement. Interesting fact, the Fed has now raised rates 4 times this year at 4 meetings. On all 4 of those days, if today's gains hold, on all 4 of those days, the stock market's been strongly higher.